welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm kind of switching gears a little bit. This is not my normal setup, neither is it what I'm normally here to talk about. I think I'm going to incorporate some other things in my channel, such as lifestyle, health, fitness. That's definitely a hobby of mine. I was trying to make it a career at one point, but I enjoy it too much to do that. I'd rather keep that as my hobby, my outlet. But I do want to share the knowledge I do have about it and things that work for me and things that I love, and I just want to share with you guys. So for today's video, I am talking about why I am dairy free. I've shared this on my Instagram a few times, and I share things on my stories quite a bit. And I've gotten a lot of questions about how to start, where to get your stuff, that kind of thing. There's a misconception with dairy, I think. We don't need dairy to survive, to make us healthy. It's, in my opinion, and I think some others would agree, it's actually better for you to cut it out. It's worked for me for a while now. I wouldn't say quite a year. I fell off a little bit. I do have my moments. I still cheat. But I do it in moderation. Just do little doses here and there when I really want something that I know I can't find dairy free and I just love the taste of it, because I grew up on dairy. So yes, there are some things that are really hard to get used to in the taste of it, because a lot of this stuff is vegan and plant-based, but they really are good alternatives. These are the things that I have liked and have worked for me. But yes, dairy, it's not something we need. It really isn't. We can live without it, and in some cases it's better for us. In my instance, it has helped me tremendously with my overall gut health, bloating, gas, stomach cramps, bowel movements. Like, huge difference when I cut out dairy to when I eat dairy. And it has really helped my skin a lot. I couldn't tell at first if it was because of my birth control or if it was because of dairy. When I cut dairy out though, it made a huge difference in my skin. I see it every day get better. Of course, I still have random breakouts. I'm a girl, I have hormones and whatever else, but I noticed a huge difference. Dairy is not the answer to healthy bones and white teeth, this, that, and the third. You can get calcium, which is why people say we need dairy, being one of the main reasons is it contains calcium. You can get calcium from other things. You can get it from your dark leafy greens, your beans, your fish with bones. You can actually get it from almond milk as well, because it does have a breakdown of some sort of calcium. I can't remember what it's called, but that does contain calcium as well. So I'm going to break down some of my favorite products, things that have worked for me. I have definitely done my trial and error when it comes to dairy free, because there are a lot of products out there and different brands that make their own stuff, and there's some stuff that just tastes absolutely disgusting, and I'm here to share my favorites. I get all of my dairy free products from Whole Foods. If you have one around you, perfect, go check it out. You want to look for anything that says vegan, essentially. So like this right here, almond milk, it'll have this symbol on it, the V, and it means verified. So it is vegan, and anything that is vegan obviously doesn't contain dairy. And you want to look for the words dairy free, not lactose free. There is a difference. Lactose can still sometimes contain dairy. Lactose is just the sugar that some of our bodies can't break down that is actually in dairy. So you typically want to look for dairy free, not lactose free, unless you're just lactose intolerant. I kind of just self-diagnosed myself. I never went to a specialist, and I'm not a professional, none of that stuff. I never, had a real diagnosis. I just did trial and error to figure out what worked for me, and I've just stuck to it because it really helps. So first up, we have, this is one of my favorite snacks that I literally these days cannot live without. These are the Lenny and Larry's protein vegan cookies. They're actually gluten-free as well. They do, so if you're familiar with Lenny and Larry's, they have the really big protein cookies. Well, I found these babies at Whole Foods, and they're little, they're crunchier. They're not as soft as the big cookies, I'm sorry. But I could literally eat the whole bag, but that wouldn't be a good thing because that's, I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but that's 20 grams of protein and I don't need that in one sitting. So, I definitely love to snack on these when, you know, it cures my sweet tooth, that's for sure, because it really does, they taste like a cookie. Like, you really can't go wrong with these. And they're so good, but yes, they are vegan. They actually have 14 grams of fiber per bag as well. They are gluten-free, plant-based cookies, and they are amazing. Next up, if I'm trying to cure another sweet tooth, Ben & Jerry's chocolate chip cookie dough non-dairy ice cream. This stuff is amazing. It tastes just like ice cream. It tastes just like chocolate chip ice cream. There's literally no difference, but it is vegan. It's verified, and yeah, it's made with almond milk instead of real milk. Next up, I'm doing all my sweets first, if you can tell. I would normally have more, but I need to go to the grocery store. But these are just my favorites that I pretty much use day to day, weekly, that kind of thing. Next up, we have Delicious by Nature cookie dough. I found these the other day at Whole Foods when I was just, one of my days when I was browsing, because I do that a lot. I find new stuff all the time. But this is plant-based cookie dough, and it is actually really good. It just comes in a little snack pack like this, I guess, again, if you want to just cure a little sweet tooth real quick. It's really good. It's gluten-free as well for all my gluten-free people out there. Next up, I have got my plant-based cheddar cheese alternative. This is Whole Foods brand, I do believe, 365 everyday value. Dairy-free cheese. I have tried a lot of others. Daiya is a very big dairy-free brand that I really don't like, honestly. I don't like the taste of any of their stuff, to be completely honest. I have found other products that I like a lot better. It's definitely gonna just come down to the taste and the consistency and texture. I'm a texture person, and some of that stuff just isn't as good as the products I have found. So this is a plant-based cheese, yes, dairy-free, vegan, and it's soy-free as well. This cheese actually melts and stretches. I don't know what it is with dairy cheeses that they don't melt, but this one actually does. If you leave it on a hot surface long enough, it does melt onto what you're putting it on, and it tastes just like cheese. It's really good to me. I put it on my turkey burgers. I'll put it on an egg and cheese bagel. It's amazing. I actually really do enjoy that product. Next up, I have the Follow Your Heart Parmesan cheese. This is what it actually looks like. So it is a little more like shredded like rather than crumbled. I love this stuff though. I put it in wraps, I put it on my pastas, I put it on just about everything that I want some shredded cheese on. This is the only like shredded cheese like this that I have found that I liked. Again, Daiya makes like a shredded, you know, Mexican mixed style cheese that I just could not get down with. It tasted too, like, some of this stuff will taste sour. It's either sour or like dirt. And that stuff just tasted too sour. This stuff you can barely tell, like you can't even tell. It just gives that taste and texture of having cheese and something. It's almost just like that mind game thing. It's because you really don't even taste it, honestly. It's just knowing that it's there. Next up, of course, we have Almond Breeze almond milk. I get the original, just original. I don't get the unsweetened or vanilla. I really don't use a lot of almond milk for if anything. I just use it in my smoothies. I'm not a big cereal eater. Maybe one day I'll bake with it and see how it turns out if I want to get crafty, but I really just use it in my smoothies and they always taste bomb. Next up, I have two of my favorite dressings from Follow Your Heart, the ranch and Caesar dressing that I use on salads, wraps, dip my carrots in, that kind of thing. Follow Your Heart, in my opinion, is a really good dairy-free brand. This ranch and Caesar dressing literally tastes just like ranch and Caesar dressing. You can't even tell. At least I can't. And like I said, I have grown up on dairy. Like, I was a milk drinking queen. Like, love ranch. I love all that stuff. And I adjusted just fine to all of these products. They taste amazing. And I would give them all a 10 out of 10. But like I said, I have done my trial and error. And you may like other things more than I do, but I'm just giving my favorites. Next up, we have Silk dairy-free yogurt in the flavor vanilla. Absolutely love this yogurt. I have again tried my fair share Daiya, Kettle Hill. I have tried a few yogurts, and there are some that are just god freaking awful. Like yogurt, it was one of those things that I just couldn't give up because I definitely like to put strawberries and berries in my yogurts with some granola and stuff. I put these in my smoothies as well. And there was one from Kettle Hill, I believe, that I put in a smoothie one day, and it made my whole smoothie just taste like dirt. And I threw the whole thing away. I couldn't even do it. So yes, this is dairy-free, vegan verified. Now the thing with some dairy-free products, because they're making up for flavor because there's no dairy, which lactose is that sugar that's typically in dairy, well, they're removing that out of it, which is making it lose that taste. So the sugar that is normally in non-dairy free products is a little on the higher side because they're making up for that flavor that they took out. So just if you're watching your sugar intake, your sodium intake, I would try to, weigh your options as far as products. Some of them are a little on the higher side, or some of them are right at the same. The fat is typically a little lower, if not the same. Next up, I have the Earth Balance butter. This stuff tastes just like butter. I cook with it. I mainly just cook with it. I put it in all my pans to cook all my food in. Last but not least, I have my Tofudi sour cream and cream cheese. I have gone through my fair share of products to find, replace for my creams as well, which I would consider these both to be cream products. And Tofudi has so far been my favorite. These are non-dairy. They're tofu based, hence the name Tofudi. This sour cream, especially if you're putting it in like a Tex-Mex bowl or a burrito or something, you can't even tell that it's not dairy sour cream. It's so good. Same thing with the cream cheese. This is something that's taken me a little to get used to, but it's really not bad once you, a lot of everything that I just showed you is not bad when you're putting it with something else, which 9 times out of 10 you're not just eating any of these products by itself. I mean, sure, there are people out there that like to just eat a slice of cheese. If you want to eat that slice of cheese, knock yourself out. I don't think it'd be that good by itself, but it tastes great with everything else I eat it with. But yes, these are some of my favorites, things that have worked for me. I will link my social media handle down below. You can follow me on there for more tips and tricks, if you want to say, on dairy free. If you have any questions, of course, you can message me, leave comments down below. I'd love to share, this journey with anybody who's trying to start it or is on it as well. Again, I'm not perfect. I do cheat. I don't restrict myself completely, but I do try to stay pretty true to this diet because, like I said, it has just helped me overall with my gut health, which is one thing I was really suffering with. I mean, it was bad. So this has definitely helped me a lot. It is a pretty expensive diet to maintain. Dairy-free products are not cheap. They are a lot. There's an Alfredo that I use. It's a vegan Alfredo sauce that I use in my pastas. Something Victoria. I know the bottle. I can't think of the name though. That is really good. But I'm paying $9 for Alfredo sauce. $9. That's a lot. And I mean, if I were to just go stock up on all these products right now, it would probably be 40 bucks. They're not cheap. Dairy-free is not a cheap option. It's really not. I mean, everyone knows if you go to Whole Foods anyway, you're pretty much you're gonna spend a pretty penny. Every time I go there, I'm not leaving less than $40, and I'm only getting a few things. So it is a pretty expensive diet to maintain, but if it's something you want to try or are interested in, I really would suggest going to your nearest Whole Foods, looking around, seeing what you can find. There probably are cheaper options when it comes to dairy-free, but I don't know how good they taste. I have just, like I said, done my trial and error of things, and these are the ones I have stuck with and liked. So that is it for today. That is my rant on being dairy-free. Again, if you have any additional questions, please leave comments down below. Follow me via Instagram, message me there. I would love to answer questions and talk about it. But yeah, that's all for today. I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!